Hey there, Max Rich with Totally Electric Guitars. Today we're doing a jazz blues and kind of an explanation of what is a jazz blues, how it relates to your standard 12-bar blues, and the kind of chord substitutes and the type of things you can do harmonically and melodically in the jazz blues, which is all very, very different. Well, I don't want to say very different, but it is certainly different from a regular standard 12-bar blues, even a slow blues. For those of you that are aware of slow blues, they definitely vary to a certain degree. It varies from your standard 12-bar 3-chord blues. A slow blues has what's called a quick change, where the second bar of the whole progression is the 4-chord. Normally, if you're playing, like I was just playing a blues in F, your second, I should say, the first 4 bars of your progression are usually the 1 chord. So in this case it would be F7 for 4 bars. But a quick change makes the 4 chord it puts the 4 chord in bar 2. So basically we would have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That kind of a thing where you go F for the first bar, B flat for the second bar, and then F again. And from there, it varies. It's got quite a few 2-5-1s. So if you've played 2-5-1s, or if you're in any way familiar with jazz, you'll probably be all right. If you're unfamiliar what a 2-5-1 is and how to go about learning them, they're an incredibly useful tool for music, because so much music, and I'm talking about like pop, country, funk, soul, so many different types of music use 2-5-1s, and it's a very common standard sounding progression. Like I said, we're in the key of F, so a 2-5-1 would be, you hear how that it tonicizes F really, really nicely and makes it so that you can kind of do miniature turnarounds all throughout the song. So when you're going to a new chord, say the 4 chord, you could do a 2-5-1 into the 4 chord, which would be like the 4 chord being B flat. So a 2-5-1 would then be like that. I'm sorry, it would be like that. And there's lots of different variations you could do with the jazz blues. I'm going to kind of give you the most standard version, which utilizes a lot of 2-5-1s, as I said, but also a couple diminished chords, and you can change things up and play a little bit more outside, if you can say that, meaning that you can include notes and passing tones that you wouldn't normally find in your standard blues. In a jazz blues, you're not necessarily going to be hearing a lot of, this kind of like those kinds of standard blues licks. You're going to hear a little bit more diminished harmony and a lot more tension in the melody notes and in the soloist note choices. So the comping and the rhythm guitar really has to reflect that. And that's what I'm here to show you. I'm here to show you the chords being used, how to go about varying them, and different ways of approaching these kind of like miniature turnarounds, as I was talking.